Hi, everybody. I'm here today with Aleeza. Actually, tonight it's almost midnight on the East Coast where Aleeza is, but she graciously agreed to come on and talk to me about older singles. I work with a lot of older singles, and I know Aleeza specializes in older singles. Um, so the reason I asked Aleeza to come on is because I come to her with all of my deep, serious questions about challenges I face with some of my clients. And I got this email from one of my clients, and he's a 48-year-old, newly divorced Kohen in an out of town city, and he's trying to date, and he's bringing his full game to the table. He's really looking for someone. And he's finding that the women that he's being matched up with are kind of complacent, and they're not bringing their game to the table, or they're not serious about it. And so I wanted to get Aleeza's answer and kind of share it with everybody. What's going on in the older singles world, and are people bringing their game to the table?
Some people are, and some people aren't. What's really happening is that it's a hard process. If you could imagine searching for the person that you want to be there with, be beside, who wants to be beside you also, and then year after year and date after date, you are not finding that person. It's a little bit difficult. I always tell people in dating, you're supposed to fail every single time. It's supposed to be wrong and not the right person. If you're doing dating right, it should be wrong every time, except for that one time when it is actually right. The problem is that dating is built on a series of failures. And if you're an older single and been dating for many years, that number is much larger, and it's painful. It's a very difficult process. Could you?
Really? Yes.
How many more times do I need to try to meet somebody? Like, isn't it enough already? Why isn't God doing this for me? Like, what's up? Do I not deserve this? There's so many thoughts that run through somebody's head, and it's a very difficult process. So if he's meeting people that aren't showing up to the table and aren't seeming as, excited, and, like, just for example, if you have a new puppy, right? Like, new puppies are different than older dogs. They're a little bit yappy, and they move faster, and they're playful, and they're fun. And like, older dogs, just, they're a little bit more graceful, a little bit more calculated, a little bit more calm, a little bit more settled. Like, they have a different energy. So people have different energies as they go through, life phases. That being said, I've seen people of all ages and stages, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, my oldest client was 89. And he was the most dapper, energetic, positive person who just wanted to meet like a, wonderful lady to be with and spend time with. And so if you want to come to the table and have that energy, you can. But I do think it's a reframe. I do think that everybody has to know that you're not doing dating wrong by failing every time and not meeting the right person. You're actually doing dating right. And God just said, not this one. Right. I've got something better in store for you. No, not that one either. No, I've got something better for you. And not this year. I'm sorry. I have different plans for you. And not that year. We're going to do something else right now. But you still have to know that that person is coming, that they are there, that they do exist, and that possibility is there. And then show up with this energy and enthusiasm, and bring that I used to have youthful dating energy to the table, so that you can enjoy somebody's company. But it's a lot of work, Laurie. It's a lot of work.
What can singles do to get more energy every time they're introduced to a new person? What could they do?
Take really, really good care of yourself in the in-between time. Do things that you love. Do things that make you happy. Have hobbies or interests or learning, or do something that inspires you and brings you to life. And remember that energy and bring that type of energy to the date. Mm-hmm. That's the best thing that you can do. Take the best care of yourself and be in a really happy, healthy place, so that when you show up, you can have a smile on your face. And if it's your person, great. And if it's not your person, just normal. Aleeza said it's normal. 99% of the people I meet are going to be wrong for me. That's okay. You're one of the 99%, but you can still be pleasant and sweet and friendly. And the best part of showing up really great is that if you're not for me, maybe you know somebody for me. Maybe you know somebody who knows somebody for me. You know, like 6 degrees of
Right.
separation. Let's show up and be present, because singles are their own. You're the best advocate for another single. If you're dating them, you meet them, you know them, introduce them to somebody else. They can be really fantastic matchmakers. So I always tell people to be their best and put their best foot forward, because you have the best opportunity to either meet the right person or meet a person who might know the right person.
Right. And if you come to the date like that, then, and you say, I just know this person's not for me, then you can really relax and be yourself.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah,
they
have fun,
start relaxing.
because you don't care. It's not going to be for you anyway. Just enjoy and be pleasant, and help to make them comfortable. Practice some dating skills that you wanted to practice that you never wanted to do with the right person, so practice with the wrong person. Just keep it comfortable, keep it light, keep it pleasant, so that it's not just a horrible experience for both of you. At least walk away with a neutral experience.
Right. So maybe if singles had a goal, I just thought about this. If singles had a goal on each date, is I'm going to find the greatness of this person, even if this person isn't for me, but I'm going to find what's great about them and I'm going to draw it out.
Yeah.
They can walk away that night with some kind of accomplishment. In fact, I tell singles this one little technique. It's called see it, say it, connect. And so if they see something that they like another person, they shouldn't keep it in their head. They should actually verbalize it. And at least instead of them having, oh, this is going to be a terrible date, I don't like this person, it's definitely not for me. If they can see it and say it and connect with them, they will accomplish something chesedic during the date.
I love that. I think it's a beautiful concept, and I think it makes you a better person in addition to making somebody else comfortable. So it's a win-win instead of a lose-lose.
Okay, so we're taking away from this, yes, singles, it's draining. It's hard to be an older single and have not met your bashert yet. It's hard. It's really hard.
It's one of the most painful things in the world.
It really is. But you know what I tell singles? I say, dating is hard. Relationships are hard. Being married is hard. Choose your heart. It's all hard.
I know.
It's all hard, but you know what?
I know. I sometimes tell them,
practice.
like, look, that's what I say. Dating is just practice for marriage. It's difficult. It's work. It's like any friendship. Friendships, you know, you can have great friendships, but also they go through their ups and their downs and their trials. So dating is the same way, and we have to build up a little bit of a thick skin and be able to get through this time a little bit more gracefully.
Okay. Well, both Aleeza and I hope that all of our older singles find their bashert. And if you want,
Amen.
I can't let the people go without Aleeza. I have to share something that you taught me in Mentors Academy.
Okay.
So I've taken courses from Aleeza. I educated myself to become the best matchmaker I could, which included taking Aleeza's courses. And Aleeza had this one exercise for singles that stuck in my brain, and it's called the spice rack. Aleeza, I'm going to let you tell everybody about it and the whole purpose behind it, because I think every older single could benefit from this exercise that you taught me, that you teach singles. I know it's one of your secret weapons that you teach all your singles. And please share that with these people who, you know, maybe they'll really see the wisdom in you, and maybe they'll want to come to you for more coaching as well, which would be a win-win for everybody. So please go with the spice rack, okay?
Okay, so the secret spice rack thing is that I really like people to work on making space in your life for somebody else to come in. And it's very difficult to do that when there's nobody here. You know, like, what do you want me to do? So I came up with this exercise, and it can be done with a spice rack or other things, but basically, let's just say if you're a chef or if you love being in the kitchen and cooking, I want you to go to your most coveted special spot in the kitchen. Like, for example, you know, you're standing by the stove, you open your cabinet, you have your spices, you pull out your spices, you season your food good, you put it back in, you close the cabinet right there. That's prime real estate in your kitchen. And what I'd like you to do is to take out those spices that are super convenient and move them to a different spot, and that spot right there stays empty, blank. Nothing goes in that. You can put a little note there, like, you know, like, this is my soulmate spot over here, and you put a little post-it there. And every time you go for the next probably 25 or 50 times to do that, you're going to open the cabinet, you're going to go to grab your spices, you're going to go, oh no, that's my soulmate spot. Okay, let me just open the other cabinet and go over here. And there should be a little bit of that, like, it's like you're irritated. You should be slightly irritated by the fact that it's not super convenient anymore to get what you need. It's like just somewhere else because somebody else came into your space. And the purpose of doing this is to make space for somebody else in your life, to make really special prime real estate space for somebody else in your life. That's a physical way to do it, but it's also an emotional space for somebody to come into your life and to know that things aren't going to be exactly where you want them to be or need them to be. And things are going to be like a little bit jumbled up, but you're still going to have you and them in your life, even though everything else kind of gets moved around. I've had people do it, by the way, with like their shoes in the closet. They like make space in their best spot and they put that there for their soulmate. Get it? Soulmate, right? I had a client last week and she told me, I was like, where do you have space? She goes, well, I have roommates. I can't do it in the kitchen with my spice rack. And she's like, my shoes. She's like, I don't want to do it there. I said, okay, where? She goes, actually my dresser, the top of my dresser, I've got like this prime real estate right there. And she goes, it's my favorite spot. I was like, great, clear it off. She's like, nothing, I can't put anything. I'm like, you can put an empty basket there. That's like, you know, my soulmate spot. And she's like, okay. And I'm like, we'll talk next week. So I have an appointment with her later this week to find out how it went.
Well, I just think it's a great idea, especially for people who've been living in their own spaces and in charge of their own areas. And it's just an idea that I need to make room for somebody else in my life. And
we know it. We just don't do it. It's like, it's a little bit of like a mind expander. It's also like a little bit of a brain massage. It like gets you used to this and kind of, when somebody comes into your life, they'll maybe irritate you a little bit less because you've experienced this.
Oh, Lisa, you're great. You're great. You're a real gift to all the singles who need coaching. And, you know, I think what you bring to all the singles out there is just amazing. So thank you for joining me today. And I hope we've helped somebody with some idea that they can use in their life. Okay? Bye.
Bye. Thank you.